What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. West Bromwich Albion career mode is what we got for you today, episode 78. Now, give me some credit, man. We started getting them rolling back a lot more often than they were. So, let's give me some credit for that at least. But I've got 2 episodes recorded as well. So, they'll keep coming. And then we got some international football as well. But we're starting off with an FA Cup match against Crystal Palace. In the FA Cup, like I said, but this is the lineup we're going with. Like I said, I like to play strong sides in all cup competitions. I can't even remember if we won the FA Cup last season, but I think we did. Which would mean, we did. We won the FA Cup last season, so we've won the FA Cup 2 years in a row, and we have the opportunity now to win it 3 years in a row. As you saw right there, we're in the round of 16 right now, and we're playing against Palace. And we get off to a decent start as Mads Henriksson getting himself a start. I love Mads Henriksson. All my youngsters, man. I love my youth in this team. So they're starting to get a lot more games, especially when they perform. Henriksson's been playing well. We get a corner. It comes to Mandanda. He punches it out. Zelelem gets it. Goa gets it. It falls to Phil Jones in the end. And his volley is saved pretty well from Steve Mandanda. But for a volley from Phil Jones, it didn't need... I thought it did take a slight deflection at the first time we're watching. But right there, you see it didn't. It's just a real clean volley from our centre-back, who's not even known for being technical, and with his left foot as well. That's really good. But Crystal Palace had a glorious opportunity right there to get themselves in the lead, despite being on the back foot for the majority of the beginning. But they got so much pace on their team. They are a lot like Tottenham, man. They're pace abusers with Zaha and Townsend and all these just African guys with pace. It's ridiculous. Like Abdoulaye Diaby up front. And they did get a goal, which I thought was a little bit fortunate for them. Because, like I said, they weren't creating too much in the beginning parts of this match. We were kind of dominating. But that goal, there's a lot of times where you could say that you can't really do much about a goal. But I really couldn't do much about that. They passed it. I intercepted it. The pass was the first touch was so bad that they tackled me before I could even do anything. Before I could clear it, pass it, turn, whatever. They tackled me. It fell straight to their player. And then their pass I couldn't get to the ball or get to the man quick enough. And they did double their lead with the very next opportunity they got. And that one was a lot less fortunate, I guess. That one was just a beautiful pass all the way over to the other side to João Pedro. And his finish, I mean, look at that pass right there. I mean, Phil Jones should have been following him on the other side. But still, it's a beautiful pass. Jack Rose maybe should have closed him down a little bit quicker, come off his line, but he didn't. And then we were able to get a goal back in the 40th minute, however, as Gideon Zelelem got the ball in a nice position, and it's a really nice finish into that far post. Maybe Steve Mandanda should have done a little bit better, but like I said, it was a nice finish regardless. He tucked it away into that far post, got ourselves 1 goal back at least. So 40 minutes into the game, 3 goals already. It was a very entertaining first half, but most of the chances did result in goals, to be honest. But that one there, I mean, with a little bit of rain, it did skip off the wet surface. Maybe but I feel like he should have done a little bit better. 41 minutes, first goal in the FA Cup for Zelelem. He hasn't scored too many goals in his team, but he scored that time. And we were able to get another opportunity as Joshua Kimmich played in Dele Alli on the stroke of half time. And Steve Mandanda, if he was to blame for the first goal, he's made up just a little bit with that one, because it's a nice, well-struck shot from Dele Alli, pushed wide from the keeper. But we were able to pull another goal back as Chadley slid it into Mads Henriksson, and he tucked it away beautifully. The young Danish midfielder putting it into the back of the net. He's been on loan from the beginning of the series, basically. He was one of the very first youth players who I brought up into the team. I don't know if you guys remember him and David Ortiz and Victor Alonso, some of the first players we brought up through the youth academy. And he went straight out on loan with Alonso to Brentford for a 2-season loan, and he grew very well at Brentford. Brought him back, scored in the Community Shield. I think he scored the winner in the Community Shield against Arsenal. And he's just grown, especially throughout recently in this series. He's grown a lot. But we get another chance in the 82nd minute. It's played into Ikomonain, and he hits the crossbar with his strike 82 minutes in. And in the end, that was the final chance of the game. Drew 2-2 to Crystal Palace. It is going to go to a replay. And later on in this episode, you'll see we did simulate the replay, because I got to the match and I was just feeling like... I usually don't simulate many games. You can see being in season 4 with... Not really, I don't recall simulating any. We may have simulated 1 or 2 games in 4 seasons, so I don't simulate too many games. But coming to this one, I just didn't feel like playing Crystal Palace again. I don't know. I just didn't feel like playing the same team in the same episode again. And I don't know. I wanted to get on with the episode, kind of. I wanted to play different. See, we have a lot of important matches coming on in the next few episodes, so I did kind of just want to get to them. But we had a big game right here playing against Chelsea. Coming into this episode, 6 points clear of Chelsea. So if they can beat us, obviously they close the gap to just 1 win with that one. And you can see the recent success of both teams. Both teams doing brilliant right there with the gap. But Chelsea playing a relatively strong side. There's some players on the bench that should probably be in the starting lineup. David Luiz and Icardi probably should be there. And we came with a strong side ourselves. Nino Jankovic playing in centre midfield with Vandermeer, Dele Alli at cam, and Josh Kimmich playing in the defensive midfield position because Mo Bezic is obviously out with an ankle injury. And you can see Zelalem did get one in the last match as well. A sprained ankle. All the players seem to be getting sprained ankles. It's ridiculous. We got Bezic, Jonathan Leko, and now Zelalem out with all sprained ankles. I spoke about it before. It's kind of crazy. But this game, you can see that after the first chance, 56 minutes before we get another chance, this game really was quiet. Not too many chances in that. And Michy Batshuayi got a brilliant one right there. 62 minutes on the clock before we create another one. And Daniel Sturridge has the opportunity to slide it through to Dele Alli, who's clean through on goal. 63 minutes in, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and tucks it away into that bottom corner. So we do take the lead in what could be the biggest game of our season, because we haven't been playing the best over the last few episodes, man. We've had a few slips. So losing against Chelsea and having them cut the deficit to just 1 win could have been big, man, especially with us trying to win the league for the first time in the series. A win here can be huge, a huge step towards that, opening the gap up to 9 points with only about, what we got, like 12 games left in the season. That could be huge. And we did come forward on the attack again as Jonathan Leko came off the bench returning from injury, struck it through to Daniel Sturridge. Matter of fact, I don't even think Jonathan Leko was, I think he came back in this game. I think he started this match. But Daniel Sturridge found his way through on goal and tucked away brilliantly to continue his fine goal scoring season. And that was all that mattered in that match, as we did come out with the 3 points. 2-0 win, 9-point lead over Chelsea now after that match. So, excuse me, like I said, big game in that one right there. And we do a little bit of training, then we get into the final game of the episode, playing against Liverpool at the Hawthorn. So 2 big opponents in this one, as well as the FA Cup tie. And this lineup, we came with Serdar Tashi, got himself a start. Vandermeer took the armband as Christensen wasn't starting in this one. Bezic making an appearance on the bench, as well as Kyle Edwards, and Dele Alli and Martial all on the bench, as we had to rotate the squad quite a bit for this one, with the Champions League fixture coming in the next episode as well. The second leg against Real Madrid, after we took a 2-1 win in the first leg away from home at the Bernabeu. Big result. But right now we have to worry about Liverpool, and they got off to a fly right here as they got a chance, and Lucas was able to pull it back right here to Tyson, and his finish was gave Jack Rose no chance, did he? Just smashed it into that far post, in off the post as well, I believe. So less than 2 minutes into this game, Liverpool were in front right here. And I tell you, this as well as the Chelsea game was a tough match, man. I don't know what was going on, but things just weren't going great with me. I had to work so hard to create chances to stop them from being in behind. But you can see right here, this was one of them matches, man. I struggled a lot. And the very next highlight, you see Mads Henriksen unfortunately went down with a shoulder injury. And you'll see after the match, it turned out to be a dislocated shoulder, and he'll be out for 2 months. It's just so unfortunate, as like I say, he's breaking through, he's starting to play well, but he's going to be out for 2 months. And Liverpool did double the score right here. 15 minutes in, the ball struck off the post. I think it was Joel Matip who hit the volley, comes off the post, and somehow Emre Can is the first man to the ball. Somehow, I don't know why Tashi is on the floor rolling around right there, and then Emre Can is the first man to the ball. He doubles their lead. 31 minutes before we get our first chances, played into Zumana Goa. He gets tackled, it falls to Daniel Sturridge with a glorious opportunity, and he just bends it just too high over the bar. So 32 minutes in, we get our first good chance of the game, which is an upside, but we really should have been putting that into the back of the net, especially with Daniel Sturridge on the ball. Should have tucked that one away. 43 minutes in, Roberto Firmino, and 3-0 up for Liverpool, as Karsdorp is just, what is this? Why? What is that? What is that? Really? Why is that programmed? What is that? I don't even understand what it is. But the first chance in the second half makes things no easier for us. We go 4-0 down against Liverpool 53 minutes into the game, and this game was just terrible, man. Like, nothing was punched out, and of course they get to the ball first. Of course Vandermeer can't intercept the pass, and then of course we get turned inside the box, and the finish goes straight into the bottom corner. Now we're trying to create something. Rondon on off the bench plays a beautiful ball, reverse pass into Ikemunain, and one positive we could take from the match is Ikomenein scored. I mean, he finally breaks that goal drought, which I think actually, I'm not 100% sure. I think he broke it in last episode or maybe the episode before that. But at least he's starting to score a little bit more now. Fires it past the keeper. But it's just a consolation goal, as you already know. 3 goals in the season, 84 minutes in. Solomon Rondon again making something happen as he slides it through to Victor Moses down left-hand side. He just dinks it back to Rondon, and he nods it past the keeper. And at this point, I had the slightest bit of hope, but at the same time, I knew nothing was going to happen. Ended 4-2 to Liverpool. We lose a game straight after beating Chelsea and extending it to 9 points. It gets cut back down to 6 points. So we're 6 points clear with 26 games played, so 12 matches left in the season. And, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I really want to win the league this year. I want to do it, and we can win the Champions League this season if we just keep up our form. But this is what the table looks like at the end of the episode anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and thank you for watching. 74 goals scored in 26 games. God damn, man. Shit.